Hello, everyone. Welcome to Friends Friday on my channel, Moonlit Lioness. And I'm honored to have your time. I'm going to take a little extra time because I got halfway through this day and I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't done my Friends Friday. It's been a busy week. I don't know if it's been that way for you. It's been that way for me. I think I'm feeling the stress of just all the news is coming out and keeping up with that and then trying to get my own stuff done. And I'm sure you all have your own lives you're trying to work out as well. So today I felt like, you know what? We just need a good, message from universe. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got four decks picked out, Oracle decks and some tarot, and I'm just going to kind of do a free read and see what universe wants to say to us for the weekend and the coming week ahead. And we'll see what happens. So stay tuned. All right, so now we're working on messages for us for the week. If you haven't done a freestyle read with tarot and oracle cards, I recommend it. It's something that I really enjoyed. If you see here, I've got this whole big book full. Almost daily, what I would do is exactly what I'm going to do for you now. And it's a great way to get to know your decks as well if you don't know them that well. So I would look up every card and I would read through it and I would write down notes, and then I would find common things, common themes among the cards. I'm going to try to do this real time, so we'll see how well I can find the common themes. But so right now I'm just going to shuffle through, and I'm going to ask for a message for the week and just see what wants to be said to me. But yes, so I would look for common themes amongst the cards that I am using, the oracle cards. So I have 4 oracle decks here, and I'll show them to you which ones I'm using here in a minute. This one's popping out. So this one is Animal Guides by Radley Valentine. Is that how you say it? Radley Valentine, I believe. So that's this one. And then this one here is Sacred Destiny by Denise Lynn. She has several oracle decks, really nice oracle decks. And they have, many of them have just simple designs. It's a really nice way to start. And then this one here, let's see what pops up for us. This one right here is Archetypes Guidebook by Kim Kranz. And this one, I didn't know it was going to be so big when I got it. I should have paid more attention to the size. I think there's a smaller size in this one. It's kind of big for my hands, but it will work. I'm just doing one. And then I'm using this Kipper deck, which I'm not real familiar with how to use Kipper, but I do use it kind of as an oracle. It does have a guidebook inside, and I haven't gotten to know it too well yet, but it's very interesting because it has a lot of people in it, a lot of figures, you know, like it could be your mother, your father, your relative. I mean, it kind of has images in there that kind of make you think in that sort of line of thinking. Okay, and then these are the tarot. I'm going to pull the tarot after I turn over the cards. So I'm going to start with this one, and we've got the Pilgrim. Okay, it's got an eye in the middle, and you know, pilgrim is somebody who is on a quest. They're on a quest, a spiritual quest typically, going to a certain site that they hope will give them some kind of valuable insight into their spiritual life. There, and it's got a lot of colors. Up here, it's like the person starts out in black and white with the eye, and then maybe at some point they get enlightened through the colors, are showing enlightenment of some sort, maybe. So there's that. And then here we've got security. And here somebody is in a cave, or there's a fire in a cave, and showing a woolly mammoth, and you can kind of see the sky above, so the cave is not exactly I guess that's just more of not a literal sky. Maybe there's not a hole in the cave, but maybe it's just kind of a vision, having a vision. So the security comes by having this security. I'm thinking in my mind, by having this security here in this comfortable place, it allows us and helps us to have these visions, and to, you know, you have to be in that sort of place sometimes in order to connect and to get the visions. So, and interesting, you know, they both have these colorful, deeper hues, the oranges and the yellows here, which is the lower chakra. This one here had, you know, the vision has the higher, the blues, the purples. Okay, and next card. Ace of Water. Okay, so this isn't an oracle deck. This is actually a tarot deck, but Animal Guides Tarot. And here we see a dove, and it says, "This is the beginning of a new emotional experience for you. It may be the first blush of romantic love, the rebirth of a current relationship, or the awakening of spiritual gifts and insights." Okay, and it's like the Ace of Cups card in Rider-Waite, and on that one there's a dove coming down from above. I don't know, let's see, are all these showing here? Yeah, there we go. And then the last one here is family room. The thing about the Kipper decks is they're not a spiritually inclined kind of card. They tend, I don't know if that's visible, but it's more just, it's very practical, and you know, it's showing everyday 3D life. So it kind of ties it all together. So interesting, family room. Okay, family. Maybe making room for family, ties to family, a place, it kind of like the cave, you know, the cave where you can feel secure and safe, security, family room, right? Okay, so I'm starting to understand. I'm drawing connections here now with these cards in regards to the message that universe is trying to give us for the week. All right. Now, I'm going to just shuffle these a little bit. I've already shuffled them once, but I'm going to shuffle a little bit more Message for the week. And I'm just going to draw 5. And then 5 more that I'll use for aspecting for the message. Because, you know, a card by itself can tell you some. It's kind of like in astrology, if you know astrology. You know, we know the planet Venus is about relationships and about money, about love. But, you know, what exactly about the relationships? Good, bad, you know, what about the love? What about the money? Then you start looking at the aspects. You have to look at the qualifiers to see, you know, what about that particular area. So anyway, okay, let's turn these up. We've got the Hermit. Okay. The Tower. Well, goodness, we've got 2 major arcana right off the bat. Knight of Wands. The Chariot. Strong energies this week. Oh my goodness, the Devil. I did shuffle these. I did shuffle these. I shuffled them before and then I shuffled them just now. So, okay, now aspects. The King of Swords. 5 of Wands. 3 of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune. 10 of Pentacles. Okay. All right, so looking at the Oracle, the idea I'm getting, since we've got the Pilgrim going on his spiritual quest and the Ace of Water or the Ace of Cups, which is like the beginning, and here it says the awakening of spiritual gifts and insights, which seem to go really well with the idea of a pilgrimage. And I think that a lot of us are on that type of quest. You know, we want to learn more, we want to understand better the universe and our relationship to it. And perhaps this week, something, you will discover something, or you will get some little thing that kind of is like, aha, okay, you know, that's something new. And at the same time, you know, I think it's saying here, it's very important to have some sort of groundedness. In this case, you know, it's saying security, family room. So whether that groundedness comes from being with your family, or just being in your family room, or being in a place where you feel secure and you can have your moments where you can meditate. You know, I think being very grounded is really important as you explore, because it looks like there's some major energy this week. It looks like there's something here that will kind of impact you in a big way. No, I mean, I'm not saying like, this is a weekly, so it's hard to say sometimes when a major arcana they can show up all the time. It doesn't mean, our whole world's going to be turned over. Thank God, right? Every time we turn up a major arcana, we would want our world to turn over. That would be pretty rough. So, I mean, it just means there's something important. There's something important happening. So I think this week, certainly there's something important happening with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana that showed up, which is 50% of my cards here. So, so let's look at what's happening this week in regard to this idea of some kind of a spiritual quest and security. So initially we've got the Hermit, who, I mean, just looking at this card, doesn't it make you think, somebody going on, he's going into his spiritual quest, but he's looking internally, right? He's looking within to find the answers. Some people might explore externally and travel and learn from different cultures or learn from different people. This man is going internal, and he is learning just by his own meditative ways. And here we've got the King of Swords underneath him. So I think by going in and meditating, he is finding some truths for himself. So I think the universe is saying that meditation in a good place, in a grounded place, it would be very nice this week. It's going to be very helpful this week for gaining insight. And then secondly, we've got the Tower, which shakes your foundations, and you got the Five of Wands underneath, which is kind of like the little mini tower, It's like, you got the big thing, and then so it's like an echo at a smaller scale. But this, to qualify this, I would say this is coming from or because of some sort of maybe internal conflict, or a conflict you're having with someone close to you. Or maybe it's somebody you're not close to. Maybe it's just a conflict you're having with what they're saying in the news, or a conflict you're having with somebody you met on the street who you don't think is acting the way they should, or whatever. Some kind of conflict. So whatever that conflict is, it's brief, but it what's the word? It sparks something bigger, because this is small and brief, but this is not. And so whatever this is, it sparks something much bigger than what it started out to be. And so I would say, yeah, so I think the universe is telling us, meditate and look inside you for the truth, act on the truth, because next, this week, you're going to be experiencing something that's going to be a little tumultuous, and it's good. This is going to ground you to do this first, and that's what we're saying here. Ground yourself. So next, we've got the Knight of Wands. So whatever happens, it's going to cause you to want to take action. Knight of Wands is about action and moving forward. You're going to, derive some sort of passion. You're like, by golly, I've got to do something about this. And you're going to work with other people and take action. Okay? So you've got a situation that sparks you to take action and work with others and take action. And then we've got the Chariot, which is also something about moving forward with speed. So this is not something that moves forward slowly. This is something that moves forward with speed, and it's aspected by the Wheel of Fortune. So it's like there's no time to waste. You know, things are moving fast. There's no time to waste. Something happens, you got to take action. There's no time to waste because it's all changing just like that. And then and maybe taking that action will make the change that you're wanting here. Okay? And then finally, in the last card I have here, we've got the Devil and the Ten of Pentacles. What an interesting combo, right? So, you know, the Devil, it's showing us where we feel tied down, where we, you know, it could be addictions and things like that. It could be literally enslavement, you know. We've found out a lot about that this week, haven't we? About people who seem to be living a normal life, but in secret they're actually enslaved and being used and abused. So, you know, whatever the situation is, you know, whether it's, you know, really bad or it's a mental condition that's holding you back or whatever it is, I think the important thing here we've got the Ten of Pentacles, which is, again, it's a multi-generational thing. So I think it's like, wow, what a way to end it. I'm going to pull two more cards on this, but I think whatever this is we're moving on, it's something that has impacted your situation, maybe through the culture or through your own family, right? It's something that's kind of embedded. It's been embedded. And let me just draw two more because I don't want to end this way. So we've got a Seven of Cups and a Page of Wands. So I guess finally there's going to be choices coming out of this, choices to be made. And interesting, I like this card because I don't know how it compares to the Rider-Waite. I know there's lots of different choices and some are good and some are bad. I like this one though because it has the angel and the cup lit up and illuminated. Like, you know, yeah, that's the one. That's the choice right there. So yeah, I like that. But it's aspected by the Page of Wands, which is like a new beginning. A new beginning, starting with, you know, the wands are like the idea. The idea is there. So I think there's a lot going on this week there's a lot of action going on this week. There are going to be things happening. There may be protests. I mean, if this is on a grand scale, you know, I asked for my viewing audience a message. So there could be protests going on. There could be other there's definitely going to be some things happening. But I think what the message is for us is be grounded, be with those you love, be in a space of love, for security, and move. And the pilgrim and the quest is to use your spiritual insights. It says about awakening. So I think, there could be some sort of something, there's going to be something that sparks you, There's going to be something that sparks you to action. And the pilgrimage is the action. And it's going to take you in a direction that maybe you didn't see at the beginning of the week, but it's going to be something important, and the universe feels the need to let us know about that. So, okay. Wow. This is why I got into Oracle and Tarot so much, because it's just amazing the messages that come sometimes with the cards. So I hope this was informative for you. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend and week ahead. I hope it's fulfilling and for you. And I'll see you again on Stargazing Sunday when I talk about the astrology for the coming week. Take care.